Hello, my name is Roberto Ang, and for this specific Management Information Systems project, we're going to be talking about the topic of big data. Big data is a concept that's very important in modern society because big companies such as Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, even companies like Apple, and just about any business you can think of uses big data for the purpose of their operations. In order to properly define this concept, we must first define what big data is. And to do so, we must track back to its origin. And although there's no modern terminology that we can use to define big data, back in the year of 2000, analyst Doug Laney came up with the conclusion that there's three variables that we can go by in order to define big data. The first one being volume. When we assess big data, we can conclude that big data comes in a variety of different types of numbers, unstructured, structured data, Excel, even RFID scans, and transactions, social media. All of that attributes to volume, which in turn creates more pollution when it comes to the quality of the data. That's why it's also going to go through the quality assessment process, which is a very important step for big data. Big data must also goes through a lot of different challenges. One of the ones that I just talked about was quality. If a company does not go out of their way to avoid data pollution, a lot of things can happen to the company. A company's success is largely determined by the statistics and information that it uses for its operations. So using the appropriate revisions and assessment of the data that is utilized is a very, very important priority for any business. Another challenge for big data is platform integration. Platform integration simply states that being that big data is usually treated as a large single entity, it is very hard for business itself to distribute it to different departments, such as IT, the Department of Marketing, the Department of Quality Assessment, for product evaluation and social media performance, all of that. So platform integration has become a recent challenge for big data, and that's why programs and coordinators have to go through the process of individually separating the data, dissecting it by field, and allocating it to a specific department. In conclusion, for big data's history and the challenges that it presents, we can also say that it is a rapidly evolving process. Not in the sense that it's changing, but the way that companies use it is more from the utility point of view. It's not about the amount of data, but it's about how the company uses that data to source its operations and ultimately become a better business.
So in the analysis on big data, there's patterns that companies are using through algorithms such as Amazon, Facebook, YouTube, that allows them to get to know their customer better and also to be able to tell what their marketing or other, affiliate marketing to use from other companies for these customers to really make it more personal for them. For example, there's a case from Target where Target was able to, based on around 25 products, they were able to give a determination if this person might have been pregnant. And so this guy came very angry to the store, complaining that her daughter was receiving coupons for baby products when she had any baby at all. So it turns out that she was actually pregnant while still obviously in high school, that the dad found out later. But Target got to the point where through the data they were receiving based on certain products, they're able to categorize you, or they're able to tell, like on this example, if this lady was pregnant, which she actually does. Now they did change that now because it's obviously creepy, and it was scaring a lot of people when they found out. Now this also has bring a lot of opportunities for companies and governments. For example, they're able to tell their forecast. It's something we use actually on Target where I work. We're able to tell what the sales forecast is for the day, the year, and the month. It also helps people make investment decisions, again, through analyzing big data aspects of it, which could be sales, it could be profit. An example of this could be Tableau. It's a system where you can compare analytics parts of the business, for example, profit to sales. And on this way, you're able to tell if, you gotta close a certain store because it might have no sales and no profit, or it might have sales but no profit. And so it helps you analyze your business as a whole, and it also gives you the opportunity to get to know your customer without actually having a non-physical or verbal interaction with them through all this data analyzations online. And obviously they just, as a whole, overall, they get to know the customer, they get to know the needs at a local level, at a country level, state level, and anything really. They get to know them more and more. And that's it for analysis and opportunities.
So big data can be applied to many subjects such as government, international development, manufacturing, education, media, insurance, the Internet of Things, and information technology. It's helpful for the government because it allows productivities concerning cost, efficiency, and innovation. For international development, it enhances decision-making in employment, healthcare, security, and economic productivity. For manufacturing, it can help improve its supply planning and product quality. It can also be used in education. Today, many universities train managers to understand big data analysis. For media, it's helpful because it helps gather information about target consumers. And for insurance, it helps make predictions on future health costs and pricing. The Internet of Things works together with big data because it provides a mapping of device interconnectivity. And finally, big data can be applied in information technology to predict potential issues and help solve them before they even occur.
So, after this short assessment of what big data is, you might be asking, why is big data so important? And why do business use it? Why do humans decide to incorporate it into the benefit of their future plans? And that's where it comes into place. We can conclude that big data is a lot of different things. Big data is information that is valuable. Big data refers to statistics that are valuable for the practice and development of future products and systems, services for any company. And for that same reason, big data helps us find any root causes of problems in our operations. Big data also helps us determine where we need to improve as a company, how we can better assist our customers and consumers as a company, and how we can make the whole process of delivering to our consumers and even our providers in a more financially beneficial manner and in a more appropriate manner for our consumers, so that they are satisfied and the company vision is achieved.
Not only that, it also makes everything more accurate and precise, especially on what it's retail, which again could be Target, Amazon, Walmart. It helps them understand the needs, therefore they only order the stuff that's gonna sell based on their data analytics throughout the store. They can even tell what brand is selling more, what brand is not selling, and that way they can just adjust and keep this local impact on the community by ordering the actual needs for that community, rather than just differently in any other way.
Yeah. Another thing I would like to mention is that big data is usually managed through the use of computers. And that's because big data is very large information that is honestly humans are not capable of handling that amount of information. So that's where computers and modern technology, even innovation, helps us store all of this information, distributed to different departments, like we said in the earlier history assessment. And that's why big data is very useful to companies, and